So we're hooking up right now to these platforms. So we're probably live already. Just let me verify it. And I'm gonna play an intro, an ode to the divine feminine, since we got a divine feminine on. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Waiting on one more. Huh. Come on now. One more. There it goes. All right, we're live. Okay, good. All right, we've got Aileena Sanchez in the house. First time we ever got together. We're gonna get to know each other in front of everybody, which is the typical way we do it. Be right back after this intro by our dear sister Willow Love, an old Soulogy One Studios collaboration. It's an ode to the divine feminine. It's pretty cool and pretty sexy. I call it white girl rap. Here we go.
Complete darkness swallowed me whole, broken, beaten, can't take anymore. Body abused, alone, crazy, hiding scars, body parts. Rearranged, my child inside, completely gone. I beg for mercy, no more fight. Done, 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 I surrender. Karmic hold slowly releases, I lay still, silent. I can feel, help is on its way this time. I died, I came home, I am reborn. From a golden diamond string, her eyes so kind, her heart whole. She descended from the heavens, reaching, pulling a gift from source. She kisses my mouth, she holds out her hand, I take it. I'm ready to be free from suffering. I am ready to live, I am ready to heal, I am safe, I am love, I am soul, I am. Complete darkness swallowed me whole, broken, beaten, can't take anymore. Body abused, alone, crazy, hiding scars, body parts. Rearranged, my child inside, completely gone. I beg for mercy, no more fight. Done, 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 I surrender. Karmic hold slowly releases, I lay still, silent. I can feel, help is on its way this time. I died, I came home, I am reborn. From a golden diamond string, her eyes so kind, her heart whole. She descended from the heavens, reaching, pulling a gift from source. She kisses my mouth, she holds out her hand, I take it. I'm ready to be free from suffering. I am ready to live, I am ready to heal, I am safe, I am love, I am soul, I am.
All right, we got Aileena Sanchez in the house. Let me pull her up here. What's happening, Aileena Sanchez? Been seeing you out there making comments and, contributing your energy to the vortex we call soulogy. What's happening? What's going on in your world? And you're in New York City, right? Yeah.
I'm not in New York City anymore. I'm in Florida now.
Oh, you're in Florida. What part of Florida?
Yeah. I'm in Daytona Beach,
Oh,
right over
Daytona.
the river from the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
It's
That's
not like I'm in, my cousin
yes.
told me to come here because it's the beach. So I came because
Yeah.
she said she was at the beach. So that's why I moved to Florida.
Right on. Right on. So, what's been going on? You're obviously an elemental fairy from the fairy dome. When'd you wake up?
Well, when I was a little kid, I was aware of the Akashic records, but I thought it was just a book that was about me because I only knew about mine. So I thought everybody had a copy of this book and it had everything I ever did and ever was gonna do down to what I'd be wearing that day. And I would be at
Wow.
the supermarket like 3, 4 years old, and I'm like, oh, they recognize me. They know it's me. They know it's me. So I thought like the whole universe revolved around me because of that. Because there was like this book of knowledge, and it was a special book. And all the way up until I was like 12,
How did you?
I was
How did you
aware.
get? How did you get introduced to that book? And what did it? What did the book look like?
It came. I would just think about it in my head. It looked like a book that somebody could poof into the air and then open. So it's kind of like an etheric book with some invisible pages, but you can only see it when you look at it, sort of. And it just came to my head. Like I'd just be outside and I'm like, I know they have the book that's about me. And I thought, I know I was like wrong about that because everyone has their own book. And until I was like 12, I was aware of all the beings, and I had an imaginary friend from space named Cosmo, who was a little half turtle, half dog alien. But I kind of turned it off like 12 or 13 because I let myself go back to sleep because I got an eating disorder and I was depressed the whole time because somebody said my face was fat, a boy I liked. So I went into from 13 to 17 being anorexic and depressed and like trying everything to not have pain. Like I would cut myself, and write sad poems. And I
Wow.
was really mad at whoever the Christians told me God, and I was like, no, whoever that is, I'm mad at them. So I would say I was an atheist. But I knew
Right.
that there was somebody. I was just mad. So I just like stayed angry um, until I was about 15 when I had a near death experience. And then
Really?
from then on, I was like, it was on. Yeah, I saw. So I was sitting with my friend Kathleen, and she was next to me. We were behind a brick wall. I was smoking, chilling, and all of a sudden I started feeling my eyes close. I'm gonna die. You can't let my eyes close, Kathleen. If my eyes close, I'm gonna die. And I was like, no, no, my eyes are closing. I'm gonna die. So my eyes closed apparently, and I flew out of my body, and I was looking at myself, and I was like, what? So I was against a brick wall, and I'm like, I look pale, and is that what I look like? I look horrible. So I was staring at myself, and I turned around, and I see like space, like all of space,
Yeah.
and there's all these bubbles, like 10 or 12 different bubbles. And these are like different worlds. And as I look into them, I'm like, oh my God, this is what it's like to not be in that dream. That was a dream. I can't believe everything I did was a dream. And I
Right.
couldn't believe it. And I was like dying on the inside. Like, I cannot believe this. I could go see what it's like to be like in the real worlds or something like that. I felt like. And then, I don't know how I got back to my body. I woke up in my friend's truck. I guess they had came and got me, and there were like 8 of my friends all in a pickup truck, and they're like, "What happened to you?" And I kept trying to describe it, and I couldn't. And it was like I got obsessed with invisible stuff again, and I started researching everything metaphysical. And
Did you
to
start to
find
have?
out,
did you start to have like dimensional experiences, or did all that stuff started coming back, like like the things you described when you were a kid?
Yeah, yeah. And I came back to knowing that there was a presence that actually cared about us, because we were racing at night one day in cars in the rain. And just as I clicked my seatbelt, for no reason, I never wore seatbelts. We went off the road and like went up and down far into a ditch and hit a pole. And the driver, my friend, had a seatbelt on, but if I didn't have it, I would have been out the windshield. So I was like,
Wow.
so something. It was after I had Isabel, and I was just looking at the trees on my.
Uh-oh. We lost your audio.
In oh,
No, no,
I
you're
was.
back. You're back. So, yeah,
There's a thunderstorm coming by my house.
that's cool. That's cool. It popped in and popped out, but
Um,
you were talking about, and then Coda Stroman said they were in the car too, and they did not have their seatbelt on, so they remember. But then you mentioned
she
something
was
about
in the back. My sister was in the back.
okay,
She didn't
okay,
have a seatbelt on. Yeah, she was
wow.
bumping all around, and she was in shock after. So it was traumatizing,
Uh,
actually, for both of us, because I was like, I can't take
you
you home
men-
like this.
you mentioned something about Isabel. I've got a daughter named Isabel, but you said something about after, and you cut out. You cut out. So what were you saying about after you had your daughter Isabel? How old is she?
She's 9 now. She'll be 10 in 2 weeks.
Okay, okay, right on.
So yeah, after I had her, she's been telling me stuff since she knew how to talk. But after I
Really?
had her, I had that. Yeah, I'll
Oh,
tell you about that.
that
Okay.
happened after the car accident. Then or I'm sorry, after you had Isabel, then you had the car accident. Cool.
So the car accident was when I was 15. Also,
Uh,
that was also 15.
oh, okay, okay, I got you. I got you.
hmm
So everything's coming back to you now. I mean, everything's coming
Yeah.
back to you. And you have a daughter that's
hmm
been speaking to you about what since she was a kid?
Yeah, I had her when I was 18, and so she brought on a lot of experiences. Like I had the spontaneous ego death. It wasn't on purpose. It's just like out of nowhere, I felt like I disappeared, and I couldn't talk to people for a few days. And so that happened, and I had a walk-in experience or a couple now. And she's been telling me that she goes flying on magic carpets at night since she was 1/2 years old with her friends to Egypt and India and Africa. Those were the first places. And she would tell me about the pyramids and what it looked like inside their houses and how they eat and sit on the floor. And I'm like, are you serious? And she had two imaginary friends that were both named Mason. They were twins. And then a bunch of other little kid imaginary friends. And she told me that God says this and God says that. And I'm like, so God is real? And she was like, yeah. And the great goddess is the same as God. They're in one. And, they're in one. And then God is the more masculine aspect. And the great goddess is the feminine aspect.
This kid's telling
And
you this stuff. Wow.
yes, yes, yeah. And she tells me if you wanna clear that emotion, that anxiety you have, just go like this. So she's been energy healing me and like teaching me energy healing. So I learned about Reiki first, and
She
then now
taught
I
you this.
just
Your daughter taught you this stuff.
at mostly 3 and 4 and 5 years old. She still does. She still says crazy stuff, and it's true. But
Wow.
yeah, ever since I was 18, 19, 20, 21, I was 21 when I had a walk-in, and it was actually a part of my own soul that left when I was a kid from like childhood, whatever. Everybody's got parts that leave when they're a kid, and it was a part that was like so big that it was behind my eyes. I could see it. It's like a tiger,
Hmm.
and then it was hiding in the higher realms. I guess it was like an angelic aspect because it was like a angel and an animal in one. So when that happened, I kind of forgot how to do everything again, and I felt a feeling like, okay, this is what this person does. So it was like half of my soul probably. It was like learning again, And like I quit all my marketing jobs because I used to be in marketing and kids charities and Greenpeace. And I just like I can't. I quit working so I could just read a lot, and I made a cleaning service so that I could clean on my own time, and it was pretty good in New York.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
And clean energetically, I'm sure, the whole time. Right?
Yeah, I
Like
was.
you're
Yeah, there was a time I was cleaning this guy's house that couldn't walk, and spirits were flying out of the corner of his eyes when he was talking to me, and I kept seeing wisps flying out the corner of his eyes, and I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "It's many, many karmic like little thought forms and stuff." He had somebody doing voodoo on him, I guess, and I didn't know, but I got rid of it. His friend, a few weeks later, he disappeared. He stopped doing the voodoo on him. There's been a few weird experiences like that where I didn't know I was spiritually cleaning, and then I decided and I started doing it on purpose because it was just I was seeing stuff leave the house, and one time there was a bunch on the fire escape of like dark, scary, you know, demonic looking energies, and they couldn't come in the house because I was there cleaning it, and that was the one of the guy that had the voodoo, and his beings had to leave, and like they
wow.
couldn't come inside his house anymore. So I learned about that and kicking out, and like you're not really kicking them out, you're really sending them back to God. Isabel says, she says how to do it is you put them back up to God. You go like this, and you let them see the light, and you put them up to God, like you blow them up there, and they just fly up. I talk to them
Wow.
sometimes. She's really easy about it. Mm-hmm.
Wow. We need to get her on here with you. We'll have to do that
I'll
sometime.
let her come say hi. Yeah. She's playing a video game right now.
Yeah, let her do her thing. We can set it up some other time. So okay, you've told us a lot in 20 minutes. You're very strange. I'm just kidding. You're with all the crazy people now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about what were you talking about now? You were talking about the
She
so
told
like
me
when
clear spaces.
what's that? What's that?
Oh, I was just saying about how she taught me how to clear spaces.
Oh, I got
Mm-hmm.
you. I got you. So she's telling you all this stuff since the get go. Now, did your mom have any abilities, or your grandmother, or anything like that? Was this something that runs in the family?
My mom's very, very intuitive and she lived in a hippie commune with me for a while when I was a baby. So she's really open minded. But we didn't used to talk about psychic stuff or anything as a kid. Nobody talked about it that much.
Yeah.
I know now that I'm grown up more, now I know that she's gifted too, and she's psychic and intuitive, and she uses it with plants and stuff. She makes beautiful things.
Wow.
She's amazing. And my grandma, I don't know, she just had this laugh that was like infectious. She died when I was 12, but when she would
Yeah.
laugh, like everybody in the room would laugh. She was like the most beautiful soul.
Wow.
And they're artists. My mom and dad are an artist, and they also bring down that creative energy through their art, both of them. And me too, I do art too. Not professionally, really.
So, do you have like what's your daily communication with the universe like? Are you communicating with star family or with elementals or anything, everything? How's it going for you every day?
Yeah. So right now I get woken up by the stars a lot in the middle of the night, and I get transmissions from the stars and the
Like what?
sun at any time. Well,
Yeah, like what?
they told
Go ahead. There's a lag. I'm
Sirius,
not. Yeah.
Sirius,
Serious.
and Lyra a lot right now.
And what are they telling you? What kind of information are you picking up?
Basically, that we not only were purifying our bodies right now with whatever everybody needs individually, but we're purifying our thoughts because it's coming to the point that instant manifestation is happening. So if you
Yeah.
think something that might hurt somebody, you can't do that anymore. We have to learn. We have great power,
Yeah.
great power. So soon it'll be that if you think a harmful thought, you might actually harm them. And
Yeah.
we've had that power in the past in Atlantis and Lemuria where you could throw your hand and just crash people down because you're angry by
Yeah.
accident. And it's happening right now with us. They're telling me that everybody's getting more sensitive to where even people that don't know they're psychic are picking up on other people. So if I'm having a bad day, I've seen it where like my aura could ruin somebody else's mood. You
Yeah.
know, I haven't let that happen in years. At least I try not to.
Yeah.
But so there's that. It's really interesting and getting rid of the fear because I've seen that will manifest what we're scared of too. Of course, I know everybody's getting the same thing right now, kind of. And it's not just the stars too. It's the
Yeah.
sun saying that basically also that we're powerful, but we have to be ready for the responsibility before we're given this power. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna completely will unify when everybody has that love and we're realizing the love slowly. Like I see the hearts connecting kind of across the earth. Like everybody's starting to realize it slowly. Like at sunrise, I listen to the sun, and then language comes in throughout the day. And I don't always interpret the light language, but I sing it and I speak it. And then the messages I get are very comforting lately right now. Like today, like they're trying to comfort me. It's the elementals, the fairies, there's dragons. Dragons come around and fly around and talk. And it's not like channeling, it's like they're just coming to communicate with me because I don't try. I let it come in.
Yeah. Very cool.
Hmm.
Wow.
They had me
That's a
through
very
like
good. Go ahead.
I had a like lot of initiations of not letting energies into my field that I didn't want too. Like I went to a hotel that was haunted and stuff before, and I had to experience a lot of really scary beings and energies. And I listened to the wrong people at the beginning too, and they would be not good. So I had like a really long discernment where I wouldn't let anything come in. I wouldn't listen to anything at all except myself. And that's kind of like what it is now. It's just myself. And then when I hear somebody that's really excited around like fairies, I'll start talking light language because you were communicating telepathically with them, and I hear it in my head, but I like to repeat it to see what it sounds like.
Can you tune in whenever
Hmm.
you want to?
It seems like I'm tuned in most of the day, but I don't really know. It comes naturally a lot though. It comes also a lot when other people are speaking light language on here. So I know they're all friends, they're all connected
Yeah.
because
Wow.
yeah, they get excited when other people are speaking. And that only happened a few years ago, like a couple years ago that I've been speaking light language. I didn't know what that was. They call it speaking in tongues in the
Yeah.
Bible. They call it something different and everything. Hmm.
Wow.
It's
Very
bringing
cool.
through spirit. I like to bring through like anti-anxiety because of my anxiety, and I bring through like I want to cure depression. I wish I could because I spent so many years depressed, and I like to bring in basically like healing, balancing transmissions. It's like I do it silently a lot too, and then sometimes they'll come in. I'll start singing after that, but I just do it by sitting here, just by
Very cool.
sitting down. I think it comes out by breath or something.
So you're getting this information that we're all coming along. You have a great explanation because I've heard a lot of people say it, uh, explain it in their own way through their own intel. But so your information's coming in from the stars, from the sun, from planets, from different aspects that we're coming along, that we're being prepared, that we're purifying our body, purifying our thoughts, because we're about to open this thing up. I think it sounds like we're about to turn the spigot on, and we won't be able to turn it off. Do they give you any
Yeah,
indication? Do they give you any indication of how things will go, or is that, in your opinion, is that something that we're going to determine on our own?
Well, every time I try and see the future, there's so many different timelines because it's actually changing a little bit every second. It's changing so fast and so often that it's hard to say what's going to happen. But I've always had the same feeling that like somewhere from like the beginning of 2021 to 2023 is going to be when everybody starts worldwide making
Yeah,
these healthy systems to clean the earth and
yeah.
to clean the oceans and stuff. But
End of
I
end of 2020 versus 2021. Yeah,
I
I think.
see anywhere from yeah end of 2020 because that's really soon and that's kind of scary. But 2021 to 2023 also is very what I've always said is 2020 to 2023. It is
Right.
2020 right now, and it's
Yeah,
still the same feeling. So I think we're making it sooner sometimes the more we do.
yeah. I think so.
Um,
I think so
and
because
everybody's desires.
if you go
Hmm.
back 3 or 4 years ago and you listen to some of the some of the prognostications people made, and even in the 6 months ago, 12 months ago, they were talking 2030, 2035, 2050, and I'm like, no, man, I think this thing is we're moving a lot faster than we might even
Yeah,
think, and every day that changes, which is pretty wild. But then you
mhm,
have like you're in this space with this 10-year-old, 9, 10-year-old who's still connected, and then you have your connection as well. And you've been through a lot, like a lot of the people on here. I mean, you've been through the depression and the anxiety and, the estrangements, I'm sure, from friends and family that don't understand your society
yeah,
and all that stuff. How does it feel to be coming? How does
yeah,
it feel do you feel like we're in the home stretch right now? Do you feel like we're in the final leg of it before,
yeah.
um, yeah,
Like so much that I actually wanted to leave for a long time, and now I'm like,
yeah,
no, I need to enjoy these last few minutes of 3D. These are
yeah,
like the last few moments of
yeah,
all the stuff we can get away with right now. We're
yeah.
about to we're about to be like the veil is thinning. We're about to be opened up to see a lot of everything that we haven't seen this whole time.
How do you deal with, I hung out in New York City for about 5 months a couple of years ago, and it very interesting for me because on one hand it was very dense, but on the other hand there was a tremendous amount of energies available, all across the spectrum, dark, light, all different things. So I was able to do a lot of energy work and energy involvement, my own power. But you
Mhm.
spent some time there as well, and now you're in a place that's a little bit more laid back. Um, what's it like? I mean, what's it like? What's your attitude and your perspective towards the potential of what's going to happen here? Do you think we'll be teleporting, bilocating, speaking telepathically as on a regular basis? I mean, stuff like that. What's your opinion on all that? Do you think it'll come quick? Do you think it'll take time?
I see a transition happening slowly, but very slowly, as in one technology will be introduced first. I think that once we get sound healing chambers, med beds, maybe, or like somebody's going to do something new in the health field first. I think first it's going to be about health and like curing our cancer and stuff because that's been suppressed for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a gradual transition where first they release that and then maybe Tesla technology next. And I think that once Tesla zero point energy is released, everybody's going to start using it to teleport quickly after that and making more quantum leaps in technology. But I also see people being able to use their spiritual technology, like not
Yeah.
needing any tools that are materials that you could see, just being able to go like this,
Yeah,
teleport.
that's what I'm always, because I mean,
Yeah,
as I listen to your answer, and I've heard other people answer in a similar way, it's a very kind of a literal, physical type of thing, right? Like they're going to release this and they're going to release that. I think we can pretty much all agree that there's been cures for cancer, for the last 50, 60, 70 years, and more than one. And even the Tesla technology or other technology that's not been shared. I wonder if this is going to be more of a matter of those that have the information and or the technology sharing it, if it's going to be more of that, or is it going to be more of the individual tapping into our skills and abilities and higher sensitivities, regardless of what's shared? I don't know that really matters, but to me, it just sounds like if we're going to do something, we're going to go all the way. We're not going to be dependent on anybody. We're going to be doing it all ourselves. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think of a bunch of people are going to pop into the light bodies and being able to use their telepathy and everything. And we're going to be teaching the people that don't know yet. And they're going to be like, what are you doing? How are you doing that? And I think some people are going to pop first. I see it like that, like kind of popping into their abilities, and then everybody else being like a bit of chaos when they're like, what is going on? Right. And then everybody slowly starts teaching each other, and that's probably why it's a slow transition, because the kids and everybody, we're all ready to do this.
They're just waiting on us. We think we have all the answers.
I don't even know what's holding us back. I don't even know, I guess. Yeah.
But going back to your experience which is a lot of experience, a wealth of experience at such a young linear age,
a lot more.
How do you deal? Having done all that, how do you deal with? What's your approach to dealing with all of the distortion playing out that has seemed to really catalyze 2020? I'm talking about the quarantine and the COVID and the Q movement and the polarities playing out and some of the things that you see in the mainstream and even on the internet and the alt news. How do you deal with all that stuff that's going on the global stage? Do you pay any attention to it? Do you just stay in your own universe? How do you deal with it?
Well, I went down the rabbit hole years ago, and I've already been angry for enough time about everything and like speaking about it and stuff. So right now, I try and kind of understand it. I still do make posts that spread awareness because I want everybody to see. I want everybody to see the distortion because I see it, and I think that's part of this great awakening is people seeing the distortion in society that's been going on for a long time, and realizing that society's been wrong for so many years that now we're gonna be trying to switch it. No one knows how to do that yet, maybe. But I have a peaceful place in my house, so when I go to work and deal with people that are like, "Why don't you have a mask on?" then I just tell them, "You're allowed to do what you want to do, and I'm gonna do what I want to do." And then I go home and de-stress after with music and listening to music and just relaxing. But I see the lockdown as a great catalyst, a beautiful catalyst for. We changed the plan. We delayed it. We delayed it. Yeah. Actually not even our star ancestors, not even the light beings and the Syrians and Lyrans, no one helping us even knows the end anymore because our plan, we changed it. We delayed it so that 100% of people, and it's like there's no split, it's a merging. Everything's merging together and like a yin yang swirling together. It's split and a merge at the same time though, because as we split off from the old and go into the new, it's like going like that, but somehow it's going like that at the same time.
Yeah, that's
so nobody knows anymore how it's going.
Yeah, very well put. Very well put. I agree with you. I haven't heard it explained that way, not that concisely, and but yeah, I think it's not a split. It is emerging. And two, from what I've picked up just through my work and my own stuff, I know that we're in a place now where the universe, so to speak, no one knows how it's going to go because we have taken, at least in the energetic field, we've taken our sovereignty back. We've taken our power and we're dictating how this thing goes. And I agree with you that we delayed it. And I think we delayed it so we could maximize the potential. I mean, we came this far. We figured,
Yeah,
what the hell? Let's just go ahead and dig a little deeper and see how high we can shoot ourselves out of this cosmic cannon, right?
yeah, we want to grab everybody. We actually, even the people that are dying right now are gonna be there with us on the new Earth. They'll be reincarnated, I guess, maybe, or they'll come in at a later time.
Yeah,
Everybody, we wanted to grab everybody. We changed it where everyone had to choose because so much mind control going on, and so many people didn't even have a choice, really. Like, they had free will, but they needed more help. We needed more help. We had to delay it. And true human nature, we don't want to see even one person get
that's right.
lost. To
That's right.
save a billion, to save 8 billion, we wouldn't want to lose one. And I had a few dreams about that, and we're doing it. We're not even losing one
That's
person.
right. Yeah. And
That is,
I can remember back in the day, like 2012, 2013, 2014. I know I was getting it, and I used to put in my post a lot. I'm not leaving till the last struggling, straggling soul comes home. But I heard a lot of people saying that. I mean, a lot of people would say, "I'm going to be here till the last everyone's
mhm.
there." So that's yeah, that resonates a lot too. Absolutely, right on. So,
Yeah.
what do you? I mean, so you actually dip into the 3D. You, I think, go to work. You come back. I mean, so
Yeah,
you're actually in both worlds. Do you find that difficult?
sometimes. Yeah. um, I'm, I will tell you something real quick first. In the Mayan calendar, my birth month is 5 days. It's the YEB. All the months are 20 days, 20-day months, but one month has 5 days where the invisible forces walk the earth. And that 5 days is like the veil is thin, they don't exist or something, right? So it says that these people walk with one foot in this dimension, one foot in the next. So it's kind of natural for me. It's a little bit easier and a little bit more natural. But sometimes I'm up all night because stars are so excited, and then up all morning, and then I go to work and I'm tired, so sometimes also like I don't even speak English completely at work. Like I'll be talking to somebody like, "What do you want to order?" And it'll just be like, "I gotta," blah, blah, blah," and they'll tell me what they want, like as if they understood me, and it's so telepathic. Dimensional experiences come into work sometimes a little bit.
Yeah, I can feel you there. I've not been able to rest much, and we can say it's this and we say it's that, but yeah, I've been feeling that too. I'm wondering how long these normal sleep patterns are going to be with us, or if they're going to disappear altogether, and we're just going to be in a wake state all the time. I don't know how this is going to work. What do
It
you think?
feels like it's getting to that. Myself doesn't want to sleep. It's like I don't want to miss a minute of it. I
Yeah,
don't want to miss a minute. I'll,
yeah,
I'll wait till I'm exhausted and finally pass out. That's my schedule. It could be any time.
that's right. Yeah, I feel bad because it's like it'd be like say 3 o'clock in the morning, and maybe we're binge watching on Netflix just to kind of chill. And if we better go to bed. I got 3 or 4 shows tomorrow, and then all of a sudden stuff starts coming in, and you're sitting there going, uh, you know, I really need to go to sleep, and especially over the last few weeks, it's like, okay, I can go ahead and step into this and not think about, tomorrow and all that stuff and be present now. But it's been a little bit of a transition, and it's been a little bit uncomfortable at times, and I'm a little bit tired sometimes, and there's times I can't speak too. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So where do you see happening? We're fixing to come up on a equinox. A lot of people are talking about September, month of completion. Uh, it's the full moon in Pisces just occurred. A lot of folks have been talking about, Franco talks about the alignment coming in on the second half of September. Like the
Mhm,
stuff, like you were talking about earlier, the purification of the thoughts and the loops and the
mhm,
cycles, patterns, all seems to be I mean, there's on one hand some projecting going on right now, some polarization even in the light worker community, but at the same time, to your point earlier, this isn't really a divide; it's a merging. What's your
Mhm.
take on what's going to happen the rest of this month and even the rest of the year?
Well, I see it getting a little more trippy with the chaos.
Yeah,
For I see it kind of wavy in September, and then October getting like a little more ramped up, and November being pretty a little chaotic. But maybe not personally in our lives. I'm talking about on the world stage. Like,
yeah,
I see a lot of political stuff getting more chaotic, and I don't like put any energy to that except what I see on Facebook, and I look
yeah.
at it and I scroll past and laugh at something else. But I see chaos, but I see like December being really really big, like
Yeah.
really big, exciting, like there's a big gift coming or something, and I think it might be in the form of spiritual gifts too. Like it feels like there's a celebration going on right now, but a
Oh,
lot of
this.
people are going to find out about the celebration and say yes to it
So you're saying there's like a lot
and
of
start
celebration.
celebrating our life.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah,
like a
I
lot of
see people like
celebrating.
starting to celebrate.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah.
That's
And
gonna be like, we make things beautiful. We're gonna fix the earth probably starting after December or something. I think we're gonna start implementing stuff, man. I see it the next few months just being really wavy and trippy, and then slowly people implementing these new spiritual technologies like you're cured, this, you're I don't know, you just traveled here. Like we'll start hearing about the first people. I feel like there's like pop coming at the end of the year.
yeah, yeah, that fits with a lot of people uh, that are into that. Do you want to try to connect, or do you have any messages you want to bring through? Is there anything you want to talk about? Um, do you want to sing? Whatever. Is there anything that you feel that resonates right now?
um, I'll tell you the dream right now one time. That's the picture, I guess, of what's happening this like right now in the next few months. It was where I was in my yard and a bunch of people were there though, like everybody I know from work, from my neighborhood, my neighbors, all my coworkers, everybody I ever met. And all of a sudden this star starts exploding in the sky. And I'm like, look, and it looks like fireworks. I'm like, look at it, it's happening, it's doing it. I told you, everybody, come here. Look. So the star starts exploding like but faster and faster, more and more, like blue, purple, pink sparks, and they're coming down to Earth and like expanding into like rainbow fractals, like different ones, and you can look into them, and they're like swirly, wavy water worlds, and everybody starts jumping up, just dancing, like floating, like levitating. Everybody starts dancing, and we're like in the sky, levitating and like celebrating and literally just like turning in circles and doing flips, and it's because this star exploded. Now there's rainbows all over the earth spreading like wildfire, and it's like shoom. And I think that's like maybe what they call the event wave, but or like maybe it's a metaphor for our consciousness
Yeah,
popping, like we're
yeah,
gonna pop into love, and it's like love just running across the earth, and it exploded. And I think that dream definitely means something about
yeah.
us coming together with levitating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
It,
I resonate with what you said about the a metaphor for our consciousness. I think we're so wrapped up
yeah.
in we're so wrapped up in the physical evidence and the physical narratives, or the narratives that have a physical aspect to them, as opposed to, I mean, this really is about consciousness. It's not about, and this is
Mhm.
really where everything changes, right? It's where we made the decision to go deeper and delay the big event and all that stuff, like you were talking about earlier. These are things done in the I guess we would call it the non-physical plane or the etherical plane. This place where because I guess really we've all made the decision together. This isn't like by majority. rule. This is something we've all made a decision together. We're just not conscious of it. Yeah. But so
Yeah,
in like,
yeah.
do you often have dreams like that?
Uh, Not always. I travel in a lot of my dreams, and like I meet up with people a lot, and I've been on a few ships too, where like I uh gave them information, and they helped me feel better. And I saw Trump too on a
You
ship
did.
getting congratulated. Yeah, I was about to shake his hand and congratulate him about something that had to do with the children. During the lockdown, there was a lot going on with children, and I had dreams that I was underground and I didn't know what was going on with Trump yet or anything. I didn't
Yeah.
know. But so a lot of times I have weird dreams, but this one Isabel had almost the same dream too, where we
Do-
were blue crystal beings and we all could
Blue?
see each other's. Yeah,
Did
we
you?
were blue.
That's funny
Yeah, we
because
could see.
about 3 nights ago, I laid down with Morgan, and I think she went to sleep or was quiet, and I was just connecting, and I think it was four or five blue beings that looked really familiar, like really something like, because I've seen a lot of stuff, but I thought, wow, there's it almost like. They were trying to come in, but they couldn't come in all the way. When I opened my eyes, I could see them. And when I closed my eyes, I could see them. There was no difference if I opened or closed my eyes. And blue's always been a big thing. You think of blue ray. A lot of people talk about the color blue, Sirius, even some of the other planets. So I wonder, in your case, everyone was a blue being. Uh,
Hmm.
okay.
Well, she said everybody was different colors, but I was blue and crystally, and we
Okay.
had like energy waving out of our hands, and you could basically, I think she was seeing how we're all going to see each other's true soul. We're going to see
Right.
each other's essence, and we're all a different color of the rainbow. That we're going to pop into our sight. So maybe when our DNA activates and it's 100% activated, our eyes are going to turn on and everything's going to turn on
Yeah.
to actually see everything that's really there. Like, when you're on magic mushrooms, that's not hallucinations. That's
I've never
real.
done
That's what's
those.
actually there.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Ah,
joking. I'm
yeah.
joking.
It's going
I'm
to
kidding.
be like, yeah.
No,
So
that,
there
but
is a transmission I will give everybody.
yeah.
So,
Do you,
yeah.
do you think that, a lot of people talk about recollection of going up on the ships and, and the involvement with Star Family, Galactic Family. Do you think there'll be a physical presence in this transition as this thing unfolds from the Star Family, from Galactic Family?
I hope so. I've always been obsessed with our ancestors since a kid too. I've always known aliens are real, but they're not just aliens like everyone are. I think perhaps the first contact could be the inner earth, our
Yeah.
human ancestors, the inner earth beings that are
Yeah.
also light bodies and light beings, and us seeing them and
Yeah.
finding out it's us. We're gonna freak out enough as it is. And then
Yeah.
maybe next after that, we'll be able to realize we can travel in starships and that we have family with ships too. And I kind of think that we will have a reunion with our family, and that's our
Yeah.
ancestors, the inner
Yeah.
earth, and that's us humans that went down there to
Yeah.
hold the frequency high as the surface went upside down. They stayed in there, holding it
Yeah.
down, just waiting. They're waiting to come see us too.
Yeah. I've always had a much more um, stronger connection to inner Earth for some reason than I have with
Mhm.
the Star Family or Galactic or what we would think that's out in the cosmos. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to
They're
go.
the same. The
Yeah,
galactics are the ones that are native to other star systems, and they're elementals to that planet. And then our humans and elementals are galactics to other people because they're native to Earth, and they
oh,
look like
I
green
got you.
trees and flowers, and we got fairies, and yeah, they all
Yeah, I
look a
got
little different to what planet they're from. I always am willing to do a transmission though
you. Yeah, let's do it.
as well.
Let's do it. We'd be honored.
So I just bring through basically like the field, one awareness. Basically, it's like everything's in it and everybody's in this field already, but like what comes through is this all-pervading love. And it's like when people can't feel love, and I like to give them love, and or it flows freely too, naturally. I found out about it because I naturally flow this free energy, and sometimes it makes people think they fall in love with me, but it's like a pure like frequency bath fields. It's just a pure field, and it's coming through my hands and breath, basically. So I'll just bring in this field now, and everybody can tune in to me or just our whole entire field, you know. It's also to realign our bodies, and it's helping make it easier to not feel like we're in a pressure cooker so much in these high frequency inundations of light that are coming from the sun right now, like pulses, and to help us connect with the natural life in the sun and the stars that are redirected from the central sun. It's the central sun, that the center of the universe, that puts the light to the stars in our sun. And that life-giving energy that our sun has that feeds the trees feeds us too. So I'm basically like becoming a sunshine, a sun, and the sun is activated in everybody, in you too. And when you remember it, that's when you can pull in this pure, free energy, because everyone's doing it right now. But we want to consciously connect to it so that we can heal our bodies. We need to drink a lot of water too, but to try and balance the shifts within that's going on. And the sun is supporting us naturally. There's not much to do but go out in the sun, or look at the sunrise, or drink your water. And it's
Keep
just
it simple.
coming through my aura.
Right.
It just comes through the aura right now for everybody.
It's a new acronym. It used to be Keep It Simple, Stupid. Now it's Keep It Simple, Starseed. Right?
Yeah, KISS.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Man, it's a pleasure meeting you. Absolutely.
You
Yeah,
too. I've always loved watching you.
Thank you. We'll have to get your you and your daughter on here and see what we can we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. See what comes up. If you're interested, if she'd be interested, yeah, if she'd be interested, we could do that. Yeah, I don't want to put any pressure.
Oh, she'd love to. Isabel loves to talk.
Well,
she loves to talk.
We'll definitely reach out to you, and absolutely. And thank you for coming in and honoring us with your presence and sharing space with us. Absolutely, would love to do it again sometime. And but we'll reach out to you if you're open to it, and we'll do it again sometime. All right.
Thanks for having me. It was so fun. I was so nervous. That was so fun. I'll do it again anytime. Thanks, man.
All right. You take care. Peace out. All blessings to you and yours. Bye-bye.
You too.